So welcome and thank you for the introduction. I'm Trine and I am not Dutch. I've had a blast today, nonetheless. I hope you're okay with me speaking English, because Danish would probably not resonate so well. So now coming back from a break, how are you doing? Are you tired? Okay, fresh? Do you need a little exerciser, like a little energizer? You're nodding, but I am giving you an exercise now, okay? So I have Margot is my Danish pronunciation. She and her team will, rapidly distribute some Lego sets, and then I have a challenge for you. Are you up for it? Yes, cool. So what this exercise, please do not open the bag until I say so. That's important. I know there will always be some really competitive people that, wants to cheat. I know this is probably going to be a big mess and a fail-fast experience. I've never done this with this big a crowd, so forgive me if we go completely nuts. So what's going to happen is I'm going to ask you in 45 seconds to open the bag and put together the bricks you have. Use all of them to build your own dock. The time starts now. Five seconds left. You're laughing, someone under pressure? Okay, please stop building. Exercise completed. Okay, so now please raise your dock and show it to your neighbors left and right and back and, in the back and in the front. Behind you. Okay, thank you. I sense that you're really proud of your dock. Well done. I see a lot of interesting ducks from up here, and I just wanted to share with you that, besides, I think it's a fun exercise, but it's actually also some pretty interesting lessons coming out of this little exercise. And the first message I want to give to you is that, using these 6 bricks, you have solved the same task in many different ways, using your imagination and your creativity. And just to be completely safe, there's no wrong or any rights here. You all did a perfect job. And the second message is that we tend to think, of course, that play has a value, but it's not really serious, is it? And I gotta say to you that nothing could be more wrong. There's a lot of learning, and being playful, there's a lot of learnings to take out of experimenting with things and trying new things out, building stuff up, taking them apart again, trying your new ideas out, taking risks. It's actually the ultimate way of learning. And let me explain to you what just happened. You used a number of 24 core essential skills for learning. I'm not going to mention all of them to you, but skills like attention, mental imagery, long-term memory, self-regulation, emotional regulation, self-efficiency, and I could go on. So 24 essential skills for learning you just applied with this small exercise. So that was just the fun part of it, and I hope you enjoyed it. Moving on, as Manu was saying, I would like to talk about the future of play and shaping the future of play to inspire and develop the builders of tomorrow. And today I would like to share with you, first of all, a bit about the Lego Group as a company, who we are and what's important to us, focusing, of course, on play and the power of play to shape lives and how we operate, and finally, what drives our long-standing commitment to continuously put out relevant and playful experiences to more and more kids out there in the world. So that's hopefully something I hope I can get around in now 17 minutes. Starting a bit on who we are. To those of you who are not familiar with the Lego Group, we are a family-owned company, started in 1932 by a guy called Ole Kirk Christiansen back in Denmark. We are situated, our headquarters, main headquarters in Denmark is situated in a very small village called Billund. To those of you who have been there, it's nothing but Lego. It's Lego all over the place, and Legoland is there too. We call it the capital of children. And some of his original workshops are still there, next to actually my office building, where we keep all of the original Lego sets from way back from when he started, including a wooden duck. So it's a nice place to go if you want to be nostalgic or just get back to the core sometimes when you're looking at new stuff. And then, we are out there in the world in more than 140 countries now, and we are 18,000 colleagues around the globe putting out Lego play to as many kids as we can. And most importantly, really important to us, I learned a new phrase yesterday that reputation is the new currency, and I strongly believe that. And it's extremely important to us that the world knows how and why we do business, why we are here in the first place. It puts us on the second most reputable brand in the world, based on a what's that called, Retail Institute, Reputation Institute, sorry, based on a big survey from those guys. So how we do business is extremely important to us. We have a mission, and this is something that we talk a lot about, purposefulness, and our mission is extremely important to everyone you ask in the Lego group. If you wake us up in the middle of the night, we know exactly that this is why we are here, and this is why we drive a little faster on Monday morning, most Mondays, I gotta say. It's because we are here to inspire and develop the builders of tomorrow. And why have we set that ambition for ourselves? Well, because research shows that when children play, they learn, and we want to be here to help them do that, just exactly that. When children play, they learn about the world around them, but most importantly, they learn skills they can use all of their lives. Skills like resilience, problem solving, creativity will give them the confidence and the ability to succeed in a rapidly changing world where digitalization is reshaping the world around us. That has been the topic for today, for the entire day. So we know that these skills, if they are developed from very early on in their lives, can help them shape their lives for the rest of their lives. So these skills are more important than ever. Just to give you an example of how rapidly the world is changing, 65% of all the jobs for our kids when they grow up is not even invented yet. And I think that's just a good example of how crazy things are out there. We are here to help the kids navigate and help them release their full potential in life with our products. So that's the ambition, and we know it's an important ambition, and we know that play, if you learn through play, is something that is hard these days because while we know that play can develop these essential skills, we also know that countries and cultures, in most of these, our cultures and countries, the play is deeply under pressure. And I don't know how it is in Holland, but in Denmark, and I can really resonate to that, and going into the China market really aggressively these days, we know that kids' schedules are really overworked with testing instead of play breaks, and children and parents, they aren't getting enough time to play, despite the clear benefits that it provides. And just to give you some examples and some statistics, in last year we spoke with more than 13,000 families around the world on their views on play, and we compiled it into one big report that we call the Play Well report. And 95% of parents told us that play was important to their child's well-being. However, 17% of the kids told us that they didn't have enough time to play, and 80% of everyone said that they would like to have more time to play to build family bonds. So looking at these numbers, we can see that there is a significant play gap, which all of us here and educators and politicians and corporate citizens, we all have a role to address this gap. And for us, encouraging children and families to play is something we have been doing for a long time. And for us, championing the benefits of play, we have been doing since 1932. I would love to, if I knew the combination in Dutch, but I know in Danish it's called Lego because we put together two words for like God, means play well. What is that in Dutch? Play. Leg good? Okay. I will use the Lego group from now on because I know that's how you pronounce it. We have, continuously challenged ourselves for the past almost 88 years to innovate and bring new dimensions to play. And I just wanted to highlight 3 important milestones for our, identity as a toy company. The first one is in '58, where we created the brick that offers, endless creativity. And the bricks made from back then in '58 is still the same bricks that, we put together with the new ones of today. The second big milestone is 20 years later when we introduced the minifigure. The little Lego guys, actually the largest population in the world. When we introduced the minifigure, we introduced an incredible world of storytelling and, huge driver for engagement, and the kids just love the minifigure. Important for the theme today, already actually back in '98, we introduced the first Lego STEM product, the first connected toy, where we combine robotics and coding. So we introduced the first Lego Mindstorm that is still on the market today. Anyone know Mindstorm, the connected toys? Cool, see a lot of guys' hands there. Mindstorms in different versions continues to inspire and inspire the kids and the guys, girls with a love for robotic. And the passion for innovation is something that has been driving us all the time. And each year, actually, more than 60% of our portfolio is new. Most people don't know that, but we actually release all new products. 60% of the products are new, which is a true testament to creativity and innovation. And we have more than 250 designers from 40 countries sitting in this very little village in Billund, designing new products for the kids. And at the heart of this innovation is the brick and our incredible versatile Lego system in play. With our bricks, you can build anything you can imagine. And I think you just saw that live just a minute ago. And I have another quiz for you. There are 6 bricks on this slide, and how many combinations do you think you can make from these 6 bricks? Any guesses? Just give me one guess. Someone brave enough? Michiel, you usually have an opinion. You can. I'll give you the answer. So I don't think you quite got there. A mathematician did the calculations and found that you can combine these 6 bricks into 915 million different combinations. And I'd say that's endless combinations and possibilities indeed. And what is so special about the brick and why I'm holding it, I'm actually always holding it. We have bricks everywhere, as you can imagine. It's in the offices, and you can hear a lot of noise on the table when all of my colleagues are sitting always tittering with these bricks. But what's really special about them is that when they are together, they are like glued. They're really sticky, but you can easily tear them apart. And we call that clutch power. And that's unprecedented quality, luckily, because we have some friends in China who are trying to copy us every day. But this clutch power is unique to our system. And its unique feature, which provides the foundation for endless creativity for all ages. So what's next? Because it seems to be going pretty well, but as I mentioned, we have this gap, both in the time we have that the kids can spend on playing, but there's also a pretty big interest conflict between what the parents think the kids, us as parents think our kids should be working on, playing with, and what the kids actually want to play with. I don't think there's any doubt that the kids, if they could, they would spend all their time, all of their playtime in front of a screen. Do you recognize that picture? Yeah? That's killing us, right? Because we want to have them, do what we used to do when we were young, sitting playing board games and being outside and, doing stuff that we used to do in our own childhood, more, make-believe games and more using their imagination is what we would like to do. But the kids, they're not really there. And while we see that the kids clearly prefer digital play over anything else, they actually enjoy a mix of activities. And that's across the board in each of all of our key markets. And the reason I put this up is that I know Holland is quite close to the Danish perception of what the kids want to do. And China is not that different. They are born with a phone in their hand, and they are definitely digital first and much more advanced than we are in the Western world. But they also like, with their scant time they have for play, to do other stuff. So that's sort of this fluid picture that we need to be able to cater to the kids who move effortlessly between online and offline activities. I learned a new word last night. They are on life, and that's exactly what we need to cater for, to be able to present something that the parents really think is a cool thing for their kids to spend their time on doing. We need that because we are such a trusted partner, and parents put the kids' time in our hands, so we need to be able to give them that trust back in giving something useful, something purposeful in their precious playtime. So we need to be able to cater to that window of opportunity where they have time to play and where the kids feel that their needs are heard, but also where the parents think that they're actually doing something useful. And some of the things we have been doing to bring the Lego brick into the synthetic generation, into the physical/digital space, is to bring new formats out, like movies. The Lego movie was a huge success. A ton of online games, and most importantly, we see a huge rise in connected play, fluid play in our product portfolio. And some of the few things I would like to mention is we have a few social engagement apps, like Lego Life, which is an online community platform where the kids can, speak to each other and share creations in a safe environment. It is for below 13 in the age group, so it's a safe environment that we built, and we monitor every activity going on in there. So that's one part. The other one is our success with augmented reality, and this summer we are releasing Lego Hidden Side. It's on the picture here, very similar to Pokemon Go, that I'm sure you all are familiar with. And this is, allowing for the kids to move between the physical and the digital world in a new theme that's very scary. So we hope they're receiving that product in a great way. And then obviously Lego Boost. I didn't bring him today. I usually do because the kids really love Lego Boost. That's like a new generation of Lego Mindstorms, but for a younger audience. You can build 3 things with the Boost product: a guitar, a cat, and a robot. And you can program it yourself. And it was in the top 10 of the best-selling products last year, despite a very hard birth. Is that an expression you have in Dutch? Oh, it had a hard time in the beginning, but it came off really well. And lastly, the YouTube channel. All of the stuff we put on YouTube has helped the Lego YouTube channel become one of the, if not the most popular, at least one of them, with more than 7 million subscribers. So what does this do? That's the big question for someone like me. I was called a brand protector, Mrs. Brand Protector. That's also true, because I'm here to help train the business to handle the immense challenges that comes with digitalizing everything we do in the Lego group without compromising the quality that we are a symbol of. So that's something I want to spend the last 2 minutes speaking to. I wanted to share with you this picture because it tells us that, as I'm sure all of your companies are also going through tremendous digitalization, we see a digital landscape in Lego that is constantly changing. And it's doing, a lot of stuff to our portfolio. And if we don't protect the product portfolio with doing things in a different way, so we make room for agility and the whole fail-fast mentality in the group, we will not be able to put out the stuff that the kids want. So one of the things we've been doing is to shorten the Lego development process. It's a very linear Lego World Champions Lego development process that usually takes 18 months. We have shortened that to 1 year to be able to have the two methodologies of agility and waterfall development processes go hand in hand. That's a really hard exercise. But we've been doing that to make room for the unpredictability of technologies that I'm sure all of you see that the company is very driven, by miniatures deliveries by the minute, and it's just hard to sit and talk to software developers who cannot really say when the stuff is ready. So we have to be able to work side by side and give room for the unpredictability of technologies, but also meet the marketing activities and the very predictable product development cycles we have in the company. Some of the other stuff we are seeing is that now being able to deliver these new products with the same quality that we do and we champion on the physical side, we need to be looking at a situation right now where we don't have a shared understanding of what that quality looks like. Everyone has an opinion, it's very subjective, and it's all based on, HIPPO decisions, and if we have to make a call to move on, it's usually the one with the highest rank who gets the say here. And we are working in a culture where, we are not software makers, but the kids expect us to put out the software in the same quality, whatever that is, as we do on the physical side. So what we have been doing is we have set up a safeguarding organization, a small R&D team that I'm heading up, where we are driving. Our ambition is to drive the definition of a quality compass to navigate in the digital jungle out there. And we do it from a very holistic point of view, inspired by design thinking, making sure that we take in user-perceived quality and really constantly we are in dialogue with the kids, first and foremost, their parents, and set up KPIs for the desirability of the products we put out there. So that's setting up KPIs on usability and user testing and making sure that the concepts that we are thinking is really a gut feeling that we should go with is a little bit more than that. And then we are driving and teaching the organization that digital products have a much longer life cycle than the physical ones, because once you launch them, you forget about them and move on to next year. We cannot do that with connected toys. We need to make sure that we not only maintain them once they're out there, but we actually have a huge opportunity to make them even greater. So viability is a big thing, and we're setting up KPIs pre and post launch. And then obviously we have a lot of industrial standards to lean on around feasibility and operations of our products. I call it "damn it, that's on purpose." I use the metaphor because we are in Amsterdam, so there was some sort of connection. The main objective for my department is to create this shared language for quality, a shared reference, a shared compass, instead of leaving it up to personal opinions. So we are creating, a consistency in how we talk about quality to harness the flow of software development. So we make sure that the quality that really matters is the one that comes from the consumer's voice. And we also do it to increase transparency during development and building a uniform frame of reference. And the last thing I really wanted to show you was once the products are out there, we collect and consolidate a lot of data from data sources on product performance, and we build on top of that usability or desirability drivers, desirability KPIs into one score we call a product health score. I don't know if you have talked about storytelling, but that's really important for my department as a change management function and a brand protection function, and that we are out there in the organization telling a story that a big marketing organization can really understand. Because when IT and marketing is clashing, do you know that that scenario that IT guys is having sometimes a hard time speaking to the marketeers, and the marketeers really just want to throw over a lot of features on the fence and just go and do this. So we are there to facilitate that it's a good dialogue and we have a shared understanding. We use this as a conversation tool to teach the organization how to deal with quality. So finally, a few reflections. I'm over time. From this, I've learned that being brave is one of my strongest features. And I know that it's a wake-up call for discovery skills, because we need to change the marketing formula that has been driving us for the past many years, but now entering in the digital synthetic world, we need new ingredients, and that means also we have new play conditions and we need to change the formula. A digital utopian mindset is a precondition to succeed, and redirecting the focus in play and not the focus in quality. In plastic, the little piece of plastic is a game changer. And then baby steps. Everything big starts small, so we are making incremental change. That's it for now. Thank you for listening. You build your dog.
Yeah, you like it?
Yes, it's very nice. Very unique.
Do you think someone in the audience would have exactly the same?
Probably.
Anyone?
Yes.
No, we're just saying, when you made the calculation with the 6 bricks, we were saying, where is Adam when you need him? He could have told us.
Probably.
So, but of course it's plastic, and I'm not criticizing you. We love plastic too, as you can see. So you feel home for that. But what is the solution? I mean, you're working on non-plastic material. So this kind of woke thing of maybe plastic shaming or something, is it really something that could worry your company?
Yes, I wish actually Adam was here, because we had a very good conversation about plastic last night, talking about...
Adam? About plastic?
Yes, because this is exactly what plastic is supposed to be used for. So, long-lasting products. So that's one thing. However, we have a global promise to protect the world we're living in. That's something we take very seriously, and we are working on sustainable solutions, and have actually some bricks that we are experimenting with right now, based on sugar canes. So there is a set internally that we have used for Christmas presents and stuff, and we have a 2032 goal to be able to replace our entire palette, Lego brick palette, with sustainable materials.
Did you say sugar canes?
Yes.
So actually made of sugar?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We're not there yet, and
No.
because, as I showed you, this clutch power and the sustainability of the brick, to be able to make it last for generations, is a hard one to crack.
You mentioned the fluid. Your fluidity is not the same as the talks that we had here. But how about this gender fluidity thing, the wokeness on that part? How is it affecting your product line? Is it at all? Is it something you are working on? Is it a gender neutral play? And does it work? Do children want to play with? Do boys want to play with girls play and vice versa?
I think around the programming toys, robotics, girls are just as much into robotics and programming as boys are, but how they utilize the toys once they have built and programmed them are very different. And I wouldn't be the one to stand and talk about stereotypes, but there is just something in boys and girls' DNA that makes them have special and different interests. So we see that in the Friends line, that the kids, girls likes to socialize and be, more use the bricks and the sets once they have built them,
Mm-hmm.
where the boys are more interested in classical themes like good versus evil, good cop, bad cop, police stations, fire stations, all of that. But that's not the same that we separate the worlds and just keep it like two play experiences for
Can you
gender.
imagine that it will ever disappear out of your product line? No police stations for boys anymore?
No, we tried 1 year not to release a new police station. We're never going to do that again.
No. No.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. Can you imagine, with all this digitization, that this could be the end of Lego? That they will all do Fortnite and other stuff and leave this?
No, because I think, as also, you know, the kids need something to relate to from the physical world. We will see a big shift in how the balance is in our products. Also with the release of Hidden Side, we see that the main attraction in the experience is digital, but it's always rooted in the core of our value proposition, and this is the break. We know from research and also from how things are going in the Lego group that there's a really strong love and attachment
or the
to
positive
this.
scenario that the revenue coming from completely digital will be bigger than the physical.
I don't think so. No.
You don't think
but
so?
that's my own. That's for me on personal opinion. No, I don't think so.
I would almost say I hope so. Thank you very much, Trine.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah.